Podcast music is composed and produced by the talented Marcus Smitty Smith. Welcome to the Artist Spotlight Series. Self determination has taken her far. Artist Spotlight Series.
All right, we have the amazing SHAKOOR in the building. She is
spoken word artist.
That's right. Amazing. So you spoke to our producers and you mentioned that a word that inspires you is self-determination. So let's talk about that. What it means to you.
I was brought up in a very Afro proud house. So we celebrate Kwanzaa a lot.
Okay.
So when I think self-determination, I think Kuji Chakli, I think, the Nguzo Saba. So for me, name yourself, define yourself, create for yourself, and speak for yourself. And those are all things I definitely live by and exhibit with everything I do. It's kind of funny me and my friends talk about, like, you can't tell Faye no because she gonna do it just because she know that she can. You can't tell her she can't do something because she gonna be like, wait, I gotta learn a whole new, watch me do it, and then I'm gonna go do it. So it's like always being determined to speak for myself and be the best me that I can be.
I love that, and I love your energy. Let's get into, first of all, I love your name, SHAKOOR. Where did that come from? Is that your name? Is that your stage name? I love the name, by the way.
Thank you. So my full name is Kai Vey.
Okay.
And my name means lovable joy.
Hmm.
So my mom, and then we call my name Kai, and it's changed in the spelling of like the way she intended it to for people to pronounce it. So it's like, you know what, let's take it back because I'm named after my sister. Her middle name is Chavez. And my mom, her middle name is Kai. But so I decided to take the spelling VAI back. Like, people are gonna pronounce this right, like, because in my name it's spelled VAE. I'm like, they're gonna pronounce the originality correctly. And then SHAKOOR, my maternal grandfather passed away when I only got to know him a little bit, but we bonded very, like, just like that. So when I went to his gravesite and everything, I was like, you know what, SHAKOOR, I'm taking that for you. So
it's meaningful. Wow, yeah. I love it. When I
first
first heard it, I was like, this is different, and I love it. So you are a spoken word artist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's talk about how that journey came about with you.
Woo.
Let's talk about it.
So when I was a youth, around like 10 years old, I was struggling with things. I was in a household that wasn't very conducive. It was very toxic. And, being young and vegetable, this is your growing years.
Yeah.
It can take a toll on you and your mental health. So I was experiencing some suicidal ideations. And a teacher put in front of me, he was like, here, write. This is poetry. Write whatever you feel. So I wrote my first poem, and I was like, I loved it. People gave me feedback. They were like, you should keep writing. So I did. And I realized it was my coping mechanism. Anything that I had to say that I felt like I didn't have voice otherwise, I would put it in a poem and I would perform it. And it was like the only time I truly felt fearless because, like, I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care what you gotta say. I don't care if you tell me I can't say it. I'm gonna say this poem. You're going to listen because I have the stage right now. And it just really empowered me, and I kept to it, and now it's my passion.
Yeah, I think that's kind of similar to my story, actually. And I think, as far as you and many poets and spoken word artists, I think mentally, when you think things mentally, you can jot them down. Emotions are all there, and feelings, everything is like there, and it's kind of like you basically let it all out. Like, look, this is me.
Yes.
And I love your style.
Thank you.
You know, I love everything. I think you're major right now. You got to represent, obviously. So let's get into your background history and where you're from. You're from the South Side of Chicago. Let's talk about how that was growing up. I'm from the South Side of Chicago, so we definitely got that.
Yeah. So I always say I'm from Chicago, by the way, in Texas. So you're gonna hear a little twang on my word every now and then, because I'm from Texas, then Chicago, then Texas, then Chicago. Always South Side though.
South side.
I say I'm South everywhere. South of the Texas, South Side.
Yes.
So I feel like both places really influence who I am, especially Chicago, because it's Chicago. I mean, anybody in Chicago get influenced by just the beauty of the city and the power of the city. There's definitely, like, you can get that Southern hospitality from me any day. The very sweet Southern girl, the Texas side. So, yeah. So
any like life experiences that you might have challenged over the years?
Yeah. So one of my biggest platforms is sexual assault awareness, because that's something I had experienced through the majority of my youth in my life.
Wow.
It was something I had to overcome, not just experiencing it, but the after fact, the PTSD of it all.
Yes.
And noticing how much it affects even the little things and my behavior and how I respond to people, my triggers, everything like that, what I write about, what I'm comfortable with, how I view myself. So that's something that was like, I would say like crazy to overcome, but it's not fully there. It's a journey. It's a healing journey. Like, I have come very, very, very far.
From where you were to how you are.
Yeah,
like,
but
I still got work to do.
Yes, it's constant. It's constant. So I feel like that's something I really had to overcome with that, and especially it being in my family. So now, not only gotta overcome that, now you gotta see these people because you're related to them.
Yep.
And
I think that's one thing that a lot of people are afraid to talk about, especially when trauma is family. You always hear trauma with like certain relationships or even, outsiders when it comes to business or things like that. But when it's with family, it's very touching. And people can more relate because people are silent with that. So you being a voice with it, like, hey, I've been through it, but guess what? I'm still here. I'm still fighting it. I'm still overcoming it. I love that. Because you are a voice. Not just, with the poetry and spoken word, but you're a voice in general. You are an inspiration. A lot of people need to hear.
Hey, look, okay.
Because you standing, the next person will stand. That's all we need, especially as women. We need one to stand.
Absolutely. I fully believe that. Especially, like, that's actually how I got into it. My not into it, but like speaking more comfortably about it. My cousin, she experienced it. She told me that other family members that I knew looked at me when I told them, because I became the black sheep. They looked at me when I told them, like, oh, really?
Yeah.
But come find out y'all experiencing, y'all ain't say nothing?
That silence.
Nobody said nothing? Okay, well, I'm going to say something.
That's why I said all it takes is one person. That's all it takes.
Right.
Because a lot of people are afraid, especially as women. We've been through all kinds of things, not just with family, but it takes that one person. And you should be proud. Because you are a voice.
You try.
So I know, reading your bio, you talked about like different performances. The Willis Tower was one of them.
Yes.
Juvenile detention centers. That's amazing. Let's talk about that journey.
Ooh, I am so excited. The milestones, the dream being formed. It is my mission to help youth, because of all the trauma that I had when youth. That's my target audience, to help. Like, to be that person who put poetry in front of me, for me, to be that for somebody else, because they might need it. And so being in juvenile detention centers, being in home for troubled youth, those, like, it excites me to be able to touch and reach young people who might need it. And then the Willis Towers.
That is, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
To go from people telling me like you can't do poetry full time, that's not a real thing, to meeting my mentor who does it full time and him teaching me how to get to these places. And now,
so let's talk about your mentor. You mentioned you have a mentor.
I do.
You know, because I think we all need some type of mentor, especially you know in the entertainment business. Who's your mentor? Let's talk about it.
My mentor is Geronimo Speaks.
Yeah. He mentors so many people. He's amazing.
He is. He really is. He doesn't get enough flowers for all that he does because he's real behind the scenes. He's very like, if this is your goal, we gonna push you to do it.
Right.
It's not about me, and he works with you like in the way that you're supposed. Like, we always laugh because he rhymes, and I'm like, I can't rhyme, I'm not doing it. And he's like, whatever you need to do to get you there, fine, we'll do it your way. So he's like I'm so grateful to have him as my mentor. We've been rocking for what, almost 3 years now under his mentorship, and I'm like, what, you my mentor? You my mentor forever. Get
Pretty
used
much.
to it. Like I'm gonna be
and
calling
his name's out there. I mean,
Right.
me and him go way back, like All Stars Project Chicago. So that was what 10 years plus. So I can imagine you just on this journey with him even back then. So that's amazing.
Yes,
I love that because quite a few people said he was their mentor, and I'm like,
I got
yes,
I got
he's
Mentee
doing the
sisters.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
We built a whole little family over here. Like they're all older than me, which is funny because I'm the little sister technically. But I'm like, y'all remember I was the first mentee, so technically I'm the big mentee sister. You guys are the little mentee sisters. But no, we're truly a whole
let's
family.
talk about like any. I know, like you said, with family and certain, childhood traumas. But what challenges you face with actually being, a spoken word artist?
Consistency. At times, you feel like you're doing all this, and you just getting small steps here, and then maybe a pushback there, and it does take some. You have to invest in yourself. Keeping it consistent with knowing that your hard work is gonna pay off. All these goals. So it's been hard staying consistent. I have a baby girl, and a full-time job as a teacher. So trying to run. Okay, I'm mommy now, and then now I'm a teacher, and then now I have to go do poetry, and then I have to come back real late. Then I got to do it all again in the morning, and just be like, is this really worth it? Am I getting anywhere? But anytime I feel doubtful about my consistency, something shows up. It's like, you're doing it. Here's the payoff for it. So that's something that's been struggling for me, and then imposter syndrome. I want to say too, because you see other people who you feel like might be more talented than you. You're like, damn, why can't I do that?
Your method and message alone is just kind of inspired.
I'm excited for it.
A lot of people don't talk about this type of stuff.
They don't. They don't. I'm so
people
glad.
just mainly talk about their talents and things. But like the challenges, obviously, that people faced to be where they are. Yeah. I love that.
I needed to be a role model, an example for those of you.
And you are.
So
you are.
I'm excited. I got a baby girl. I'm like, I gotta change. I need you to look up to mommy, not my mommy crazy. So let me do something.
Right. I get it.
She might still say that, but like that's just because mommy walk around the house singing musicals all the time. That's all.
Wait, do you sing at all? Or you just like in your own too?
No, I'm joking. I do. So I want to. I'm giving myself 10 years to be on Broadway. It might not be like Broadway, but like to be in a professional musical theater setting, because that is a love of mine. I love acting too. I love performing, and I love musical theater. But I figure you love musical theater as much as I do, you're gonna have to take some lessons. So I've been in vocal lessons, vocal training. I've been learning dance lessons and things like that. So
might as well add more to your resume, right?
Listen,
I
under the
always
belt. Under the belt. I am 2.5 trainings in right now, like 2 different. I'm just gonna keep going until I sound like Cynthia Erivo, and then maybe I'll stop. I figure. Till then, I'll be over here in my room talking about defying gravity just all day long.
So how do you plan on continuing, to stand or even advocate on mental health, sexual assault, anything in that nature?
I'm currently working to have, I'm working on my next degree, or a degree. I've been in training in the school and everything so that I can go into schools and pick up my mentees when I get mentees.
I love it.
Or youth I can coach, because that's where I feel like it's more accessible to reach those who need it. Just based off of my own experiences, you never know what's going on at home. You never know if they can meet you elsewhere. So sometimes just pulling, like, this is 30 minutes of school for us to write. So being able to reach the youth more, having more accessibility for giving the youth that platform. Also, I'm working on promoting more stuff, more projects coming soon.
I love it.
Yes, new projects and things. Cats like this, okay? More places that I can just like get my voice out there and everything.
I love that. So, like, I love your story, by the way, because, like I said, a lot of people are, we're taught, be quiet, right? But like I always say, it takes that one person to speak, and that one person, now everybody is comfortable.
Yeah.
Because nobody's afraid anymore, because it took strength from someone like you.
Yeah.
So, speaking of that, someone like you, how can you inspire someone else who wants to be, whether it's spoken word artist or whatever they want to be in life? What kind of advice can you give, especially since your main goal is the youth? What would be the advice that you would give to them?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it. Self-determination. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Don't let nobody tell you that that's not possible. Don't let nobody say, oh, that's not a thing. You can't do that. Maybe it's just, don't let nobody call your passion a hobby. It's not a hobby.
I love
if it's
that.
Your passion. If you want to make it your career, you make it your career. Do whatever you want and dream of. Go for it. That's mine. Yeah.
Anything you can look back and that you regret?
Not going for it sooner. I was going to be a veterinarian, which I love animals. I did want to really be a veterinarian. But I waited all the way until almost my senior year of high school doing veterinary science, even though my heart wasn't into it anymore. But it was with on stage. And finally, my stepmom was like, I quit a job that made more money to go to a job that was performing. She's like, you really like this? I'm like, I do. She's like, well, shit, let's do it. I mean, let's go for it.
Right.
So I was like, I wish I had done it sooner, because then I would have had more training and more experience and been able to hone my craft a little bit more. But yeah, I'm still excited I did, because at least I didn't do it never, like, you know. So that's my only thing, is like really wishing I had follow my heart a little sooner.
So do you have any like upcoming events, anything going on that you want the viewers to hear?
So every third Friday of the month, I host an open mic called Siren Vibes Open Mic. It's at Lynn Chicago Pizza on 501 East 61st Street. I have to visualize the flyer.
Okay.
It's a dope open mic every third Friday of the month, no matter what month it is. And it starts at 7, ends at 9. Just for good vibes, pouring back into yourself. We do a thing called a slice for yourself.
Okay.
So we pour back into us. We fill everyone else's buckets, especially as artists, all the time. Let's pour back into us now. And then everything else, people are gonna have to follow me for.
So let the viewers hear what you got.
Okay, let's see. Let's go like this. I killed the monster only to become one. Converted my torso into sheets to cover my insecurities. I spread myself so thin, it became a whisper. Cast my thoughts into fangs and swallowed broken glass disapproval I exercised till it burned. Till my rib cage opened up and took flight, I became a Houdini, making hunger disappear in front of a full plate, you see. A monster has no appetite when functioning in the parameters of dysmorphia. Self-loathing is filling enough. It is keeping your body image trapped in a funhouse mirror, kidnapped in your thoughts, Stockholming yourself into contentment. Really need to lose a little bit more of this vessel you call a body is being willing. To raise the blade yourself a smile so you can pass for happiness hiding in smoke. And lifting the veil of shell-like confidence only to reveal the mortality behind a man. I once battled with it, tooth and nail, Fought to see things differently. I tore to arm and inscribe my wounds I embedded. Teardrop crystals and laced it with guilt after all. What place have I to be such a beast? 3 years in the shadow and it returned a second time to claim its victory. I killed the monster, only to immortalize its tactics. Begin to consume myself the same way. Turn joy into sorrow. Pin spun and danced around the truth. I don't see myself that way. And this reflection was stored long before he ever came along. And at night, I often find myself counting the pounds to sleep, seeing how long it takes to fall out of comfortability, to choke on body mass index and metabolize the reality of my thoughts while I disappear into diagnosis. But in the day my dream of acceptance, of apologies I'll never get to say to the girl I once was. I'm sorry for creating more room for doubt than for care, for being the devil on your shoulder, tossing those outfits to the back of the closet, trading meals for Snickers, hang drawing, courting your appetite into vape and condition you to eat parts of yourself till you bleed, six packs and sweat and muscle. I apologize, pushing you into waist trainers and fitness plans that being under 150 is synonymous with happiness, but mostly I apologize for telling you it was too much. Still not enough. This is for anybody who's ever looked at the reflection through cracked glass bottles and insecurities, found the unease too comfortable to fall into, given views distorted, seen comparing themselves to comic book bodies and anime figures. This is for anybody who's given eyes bigger than stomachs and measuring worth when numbers on scales. Have mercy on yourself. Show yourself the kindness you'd otherwise give out. And I know it's going to take more than 180 seconds. More than a couple songs about body image and pageant culture. Truth be told, I haven't found my way out of this maze yet either. But I've learned that these bars I may find myself trapped behind are nothing more than a cocoon I need to break myself out of. And when I do, these wings will be something beautiful to behold. That's that piece.
I love it. That was so beautiful. Wow. But you can hear the emotion behind it.
Yeah.
I can sense it. Is this like a true, like,
yeah.
I can sense it.
Yeah.
Me being a poet, me being an artist, I can hear it.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's obviously, touching.
It is. It's
wow.
It's a journey still. The only reason I wrote that poem is because I was trying to write something else. And I'm like, I can't write something I haven't gone through because I'm still dealing with this.
That's why you said about the wings. I'm listening to the words, the lyrics. Yes.
Going through
right.
transformation, so it's getting there. But I figured if I waited till I was healed, it wouldn't have the sincerity that I need people who are going through it to feel. So that y'all can still make it. We gonna do this together. Let's
your
do it
story
together.
is not finished.
So
you are literally living your story.
Yes.
Just even speaking, like, it's still steps to take.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I love, like I said, continue to be that voice.
I will.
Continue to be that stand.
Thank you.
I mean, so many women, like I said, is continue your journey.
Thank you.
Tell the viewers how they can follow you. You guys heard the amazing, this is an inspiration right here. Like, the words is touching, but it's a lot of truth. It's a lot of feelings to that. And you express that.
Yes.
So tell them how they can follow you.
So I completely forgot to name that title. That poem is titled Colossus. It's a body dysmorphia piece. But y'all can follow me at SHAKOOR. That is VAISHAKOOR on all social media platforms, TikTok included. YouTube, I have a YouTube video. And then if you really want to follow me in real life. All my flyers be on my page.
You've heard her events, all of that. Yeah.
Right. I'm real nice. You can come talk to me. My main does me lovable joy, so come talk to me.
Well, I can't wait to hear your finished story.
Thank you.
Because I'm like I'm sure the viewers are like this girl is interested in her story, and you'll be surprised a lot of others can relate. You'll be surprised.
Yes, thank you.
So thank you for being on the show. We appreciate you.
I'm
yes.
so grateful for being here.
Of course.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Bye.